Now let's welcome Joy Miedecke, the president of the East Valley Republican Women's Headquarters, and Rich Gilgallon, the conservative voice of the Coachella Valley and beyond. Let's give it up for Joy and Rich and another episode of the Rich and Joy Show.
Hi everybody, how you doing? And welcome to the Rich and Joy Show, or as I like to call it, the Joy and Rich Show. We are live, as we are every Friday at this time, live at the East Valley Republican Women Patriot Club, and we're very excited to be here.
Very excited. It's a great day. It's beautiful outside.
Yes.
For those of you on the East Coast, eat your heart out. About
I know, they're in
75
snow.
degrees.
They're in snow,
Yeah,
Joy.
it's beautiful here.
I don't know why they stay there, but they do.
But some of them come here during the season.
Yes, we have snowbirds and we have rainbirds from Seattle. We love everybody that comes here to the Coachella
Except
Valley.
for the traffic. The traffic's a little bit of a...
This time of year, it's a small price to pay for the economic boom that takes place. So we got a couple of things going on. First of all, we just want to initially address our attitude as conservatives, as Republicans, as winners. Winners! The election's over, you lily-livered, pablum-puking Democrats. Stop crying about it on national television.
Yeah.
And so, in order to promote that, the pride. How proud are you?
I'm so proud. I don't think my feet touch the ground. I'm proud.
How proud are you that we supported a man who was dragged before the bar of justice unjustly?
Unjustly, yeah.
He was fingerprinted with a mugshot that they thought that would be the end of him.
Made a lot of people a lot of money, that shot.
We just got to get him, if we can just have him take a mugshot, his campaign will be over.
Yeah.
Ding dong, didn't work, okay? In fact, they're selling like hotcakes right behind me. Shot.
Yeah.
Shot.
Shot, yeah.
To the ground.
Yeah.
Rose up. And you never know what you're going to do in a situation like that. I mean, how are you going to react?
Absolutely not, yeah.
I mean, he could have just stayed on the ground. He could have waited. He got up so fast and wanted his people to know, I'm okay.
Yes, he did.
All right? And not only am I okay, but fight.
Yes, absolutely.
This man is special. Now he is the Time Man of the Year.
Yes, he is.
For the second time. Beautiful cover.
Beautiful cover.
And a beautiful cover story. And this is an amazing thing that we're living through.
What you said in the beginning, I have to tell you, Rich, my experience now is that Democrats are just quiet. And why is that? Because they know this is what the country needed, was to re-elect Donald Trump. And they couldn't help themselves from being the people against it. And I truly feel like they get it now.
Well, some do.
Yeah.
But obviously the media doesn't. But let's just go over some of those numbers. MSNBC.
Yeah.
They get about 300,000 a night.
Yeah.
Fox News, about 3-point-something million a night. CNN is in the tank. I noticed this morning that Mika and Joe were absent.
Well, they were bringing them in to talk to them, is what I heard.
Bringing in what?
Mika and Joe.
Oh, they brought them in.
They brought them in. I think their show's going to go away. What do they have to talk about? What do they have to talk about?
Donald Trump said one time, you're going to get so tired of winning, you're not going to know how to handle it.
That would certainly be a win.
That would be a big win.
Absolutely.
And we have a couple of things that are going on locally. And one is an amazing article in the Wall Street Journal.
Yes.
Regarding our very own Republican Congressman Ken Calvert.
Yes.
Now, just to preface this article, Ken Calvert has been a member of Congress for many years.
Yes, he has.
And because California is bleeding population, there was a redistricting, which has happened in other states. It happened in Massachusetts when I lived there. And so because the legislature is so heavily Democratic, the districts that they drew up put Calvert in with, I should say, put certain liberal very liberal communities into his district, hoping to secure another congressional seat for California.
On purpose, they did it.
Well, that's
And
what
this
they do.
happens
That's
every
politics.
10 years.
Yes, every 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that they did that, but Calvert didn't cry about it.
No.
He just went out and worked, and
Fought harder.
he had to not only take on those liberal communities, but outside whack jobs.
That's right.
With a lot of money,
Yeah.
and they were sure that they were going to win
Well,
this seat.
they got together $20 million to go against him. $20 million.
And the names on that list are pretty overwhelming.
Yep.
Oprah Winfrey,
Barry Manilow.
Ellen DeGeneres, Eva Longoria, Barry Manilow.
Rob Reiner.
Rob
I believe
Reiner
that.
is the worst human being on the planet, one of them.
So did any of these people say they were leaving if Trump won?
Yes,
Because
Ellen
I'd like
is
to
gone.
help them pack
Ellen
up.
is in England.
Yeah.
Goodbye and good riddance to you.
Yep.
Rosie did a video the other day. It was the scariest thing I ever said.
She's a mess.
Talking about
She is
herpes
a
on her face,
yeah.
and she's so stressed out.
She's
and
a mess.
The country is so bad. And no, it's terrible. No, it isn't. This is a great joy is filling this country.
Well, that's
to coin
right.
a phrase.
That's exactly right. We're going to
And-
get straightened out. Did you happen to see all the fencing that they were selling for, what, 2 cents on the dollar?
Yes.
By the trucks going down the street, going to different places, they're selling our money. We paid for that,
Yes.
and now we're going to have to buy it again, right?
Yes.
This is for the wall.
For the wall.
Talking about for the wall.
Well, the wall is coming back, biggity, and there's a great line from Kenneth Kajigian.
Yeah.
If you'll excuse the pronunciation. Rollins versus Calvert. The Democrats thought they could reverse the losing trend by sending this tired playbook westward.
Yeah.
Rollins offered the cultural diversity, because he was gay, that enchants Hollywood's left wing, and it was enough to make the entertainment industry good about supporting his second shot at Mr. Calvert. After Rollins spent roughly $3.5 million and lost by about 11,000 votes in 2022, then they raised $20 million against Mr. Calvert, and it didn't do him one single bit of good.
Not
What a
one
waste.
bit. And actually, he won by more than he won last
Yes.
time. So, you know what? Pick a winner.
And I'm going to
That's
tell you
him.
why. I'm going to tell you why he won. Because of women like this woman right here next to me, and all the women that are in this organization that were actively out there working daily for Ken Calvert, doing mailings, doing door knocking and things of that nature. It's groundwork that wins elections.
Well, yes, and the other thing is accepting the ballots and helping people with their ballots, because it's very confusing
It
the way
is,
the ballots
always.
look. And getting them to the place to be counted and make sure they go into the room to be counted, because who in the heck knows what happens when they transport
I know.
a ballot from Coachella Valley all the way up to Moreno Valley. I mean, come on.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then, that's one article that got our attention
Yeah.
today. And now we have the LA Times.
Yeah,
Is
front
this,
page.
Is this the front page of
It
the
is
Los
the
Angeles
front
Times?
page, yes.
And who's on the front page of the LA Times? Our own Gonzo, Jeff Gonzalez.
That's right.
Another man who was helped immensely by the tireless work of the East Valley Republican women, along with a great amount of work in Imperial County.
Yes, and once the Democrats in Imperial County decided to endorse Jeff, I mean, it was just unbelievable.
So-
People jumping on, realizing that he was the good man and the Democrat was the bad man.
And he is a good man.
He is a good man.
Yes, and that was an amazing win, which really fried the bacon of the this sort of East Valley. I don't want to use the term cartel, but I mean this East Valley sort of group of men
Right.
who have been switching off on seats
Right.
for many years, and this one's here in the county, and this one's over here, and this one's in the Senate, and
So it was an open seat because the Democrat who'd been in it for several years
was timed out.
decided, no, he wasn't
Oh,
timed out.
okay.
He decided not to run again because he thought he had a better job, I guess, but he didn't.
It's amazing. So congratulations, Jeff Gonzalez, on the front page of the LA Times
Yeah,
today. That's big.
incredible.
For them. That's amazing.
Great
story.
article about it too. And you know, the LA Times, come on, let's think about this.
Really, they don't love
to
us.
to get that article on the front page. But I will tell you, I did speak with the reporter, and she was terrific. And she's from Oklahoma.
Is that right?
Uh-huh. Came
Well,
out here.
if there was a better line delivered by any candidate, then I like J.D. Vance and I like Tulsi Gabbard and I like these veterans because they ate the same sand I ate.
That was fabulous.
That was the line of the whole campaign season as far as I was concerned, and it was uttered right here
in this room.
chair.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got that. So we got that going. A couple of big local stories that have national significance in this article on Gonzalez, and of course on Ken Calvert.
Ken. Wonderful Ken Calvert. You know, I think a lot of the man, I've gotten to know him. He is just the nicest guy and so considerate. When do you find that?
Very rarely in this business. So now we have national stories to discuss. And of course, the first thing is the drones. What is going on in this country?
Buzz.
Are you kidding me?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh my goodness gracious. This is the biggest thing since Orson Welles, broadcast War of the Worlds and freaked out the whole East Coast.
Yeah.
Because they thought the Martians were landing. So my question is,
I think they are.
How do we know they're not?
I think they are.
How do we know these are not UFOs? We have these political wackadoos up there saying, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's no big deal. Well, why isn't it a big deal? Can you give us an answer? No. There was a story that was sourced that was all over the country. The source, and they said that the military, this was leaked, was following a ship from Iran, which was loaded with drones.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we see drones. And the Defense Department spokesperson goes up there and says, "There's no mothership, you morons." Okay, well, where are they coming from? Well, we're looking into that. No, that's not an answer. That's not an answer.
But Rich, I want you to talk about what Jeff said earlier about that, about the drones being here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is Jeff Harrison, who runs Swing Point Media. If you ever need somebody that knows what they're doing in media, as I've said many times, he's the best. He was one of the original drone guys in the Coachella Valley. I think he might have been the first pilot. You had to actually have a sort of a pilot license in order to use a drone.
That's right.
Because you don't want them flying willy-nilly all over the place.
Yeah.
Now, that drone that he's talking about is probably as big as this iPad, maybe a little bigger. These drones are bigger than a truck. That are
bus, they said, a bus.
Floating around now. We focused on the New Jersey where the president lives.
Right.
Okay? And you have to remember that this country has killed several foreign leaders with drones.
Yes, that's exactly
Okay,
right.
so particularly in Iran. So would it be a surprise if they were out there trying to do that now to here? So if that's the truth, if it ever comes true, and we have to have a large understanding of the Democratic Party's leadership relationship to Iran, okay? Let's not forget, Barack Obama flew in billions of dollars in cash in a C-3 cargo plane.
That's right.
They opened it up, it was a pile of cash, $1 billion in cash, $100 bills, the coin of the realm of the world, the Benji, the Ben Franklin, all loaded in this plane. A gift to the Iranians by the Obama administration.
Nice.
If that's not bad enough, Joe Biden has followed that principle.
But I got to interrupt because I want to talk about something. These drones, they're not very high up.
No, you can see them and hear them.
You can see them and hear them. What prevents whatever it is from putting out poison?
Nothing.
And killing all of us.
Well, you don't worry about it, according to these whack jobs in this Defense Department.
Yeah.
I cannot wait until January 20th. I tell you, I wish I could take a pill and wake up
I wish he
on
would
the
make
20th.
a statement about it now, though, because everybody else in government is just, oh, it's nice, isn't this nice?
Oh my
to have
God,
all
this
these
is so
little
unbelievably
huge
stupid. They're flying
drones
around,
flying around our heads.
and now you say I didn't
Oh,
see
they're
this.
in Palm Springs and Murrieta and also Temecula.
Everywhere.
And they are, and it's not 1 or 2 or 3, it's 20.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is
there,
getting
or
crazy.
it's 50. Who knows how many? I think New Jersey, they said there's 50, 100, 200 of them.
And that would be, it's one thing for that to be taking place. It's another thing for the unbridled arrogance of these spokespeople. Absolutely
Yep.
like, you people shut up.
Yeah.
You're so stupid.
Yeah.
You think it's a Iranian mothership. What kind of nonsense
But
is
what
that?
Jeff said is that, Jeff, just tell us what you said.
We have the ability to see something that's 8 million miles away.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
We have telescopes, okay? First of all, that point out. We also have satellite telescopes that point in. And you can pick a gnat off somebody's forehead from space.
Yeah.
And they won't tell us where these drones are coming
So
from.
they absolutely have to know.
Of course they do.
They're just not telling us.
And this is why this country, this has been a problem in this country since 1963. Really, before then.
You know,
but
maybe
really
they're
came
looking,
into
maybe
focus
they're
in
looking for
63.
documents that President Biden hid.
I don't know what they're looking for.
Maybe
but
that's what they're doing.
I'll tell you what, if anything happens, I don't trust this administration.
No, I don't either.
I don't trust the Democratic Party. I don't trust this administration to tell us the truth about anything, because they never do.
That's right.
They never do.
They never do.
You know, there is no. The one thing that excites me about the people that Donald Trump is bringing into the cabinet, which has the FBI, the CIA, all these groups. The medical community, all of them in a total panic, is because they are going to bring sunshine into these areas, and we're going to be able to see exactly what the truth is in so many. I hope in so many different areas.
I hope so, but you know what? What are the history books going to say about the Biden administration?
They're going to say it was the worst presidential
Absolutely, they have
administration
to say
in
that.
history.
They have to, because that's the truth.
And I mean, if foreign policy, a disaster. Donald Trump went to France
Yeah.
and was treated like the President of the United
Yeah,
States.
exactly.
And of course, the Jill Biden Trump conversation with an empty chair between them
Right.
was amazing.
Yeah.
She was like, yes, and shake, and they were having a nice
Wasn't that
conversation.
interesting?
And so immediately Trump, the genius.
She had a great smile on her face.
She had a great smile because she hated Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
And the amazing marketing of Donald Trump, not 45 minutes later, he was selling his cologne.
Yeah.
He said, my cologne is so good,
Yeah.
even your political enemies will smile. I mean, that was genius as always.
God, he's unbelievable.
So we got the drones in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And we're praying that it's not Iran, but we need to find out pronto who it is, what's the deal, is it a joke? I don't think it's a joke.
Are they saying they're only out there at night?
No, but you can't, it's hard, they're harder to see in the daytime.
Yeah, because I thought I heard somebody say that. So mystery drones spotted in the northeast, and they're showing Trump National Golf Club. They're over that one.
Yes, unbelievable.
Isn't that something?
And the military bases, and then you get this wackadoodle-doo here who's not going to tell you anything.
Yeah.
New drone sightings reported. This has to stop. Right before this the 20th,
Yeah.
it should be stopped right now. At some point, Americans are going to take. You want to talk about taking something in your own hands? I mean, they're going to fire at these
Well,
drones.
these people must be terrified. You've
Now-
got your children in your home, and this thing's hovering over
And you can hear it. It sounds like a bus.
Yeah, this is
The,
not.
the propellers make noise. They can't help it but make noise.
And what's Congress doing? I'm sorry, but Congress needs to be doing something.
Somebody needs to do something.
My God.
You
I
know,
mean,
we are.
so
This is
horrible.
very precarious, okay? Because this is new technology, but we have the cutting edge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have weapons, anti-drone weapons, and they should be using them. I don't understand it. But it's the same thing with the balloon. The Chinese balloon went
Yeah.
all the way across the
Right.
country. And John Kirby is a disgrace as a national security advisor.
Yeah.
An absolute disgrace. And the Secretary of State is a moron and a disgrace. He never tells you anything, never says anything. I'm so sick of all of these people. So the drones in, of all places, New Jersey.
Yeah. But here too.
And here.
They're here too.
So tomorrow, we have the big Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
Which is, I've been to. And this one is I think it's at FedEx Field in D.C. It's an amazing thing to see that half the stadium is Army,
Right.
and half the stadium is Navy. Now, my father was a Navy guy, so I kind of always rooted for Navy. But joining the president, and Donald Trump loves to go to the Army-Navy game, because when he walks in there, you watch tomorrow, that place will go crazy.
Yeah. Well, they should.
You will hear USA, USA. And he's not going to go alone. Pete Hegseth is going to go with him.
I love it.
And that's very exciting.
That's very exciting.
And also Ron DeSantis. And the liberal press this morning, I was getting my blood pressure up watching CNN and MSNBC at 3 o'clock this morning in order to prepare me for my day. Oh, Ron DeSantis hates Pete Hegseth. DeSantis wanted to be Secretary of Defense, and he picked Pete Hegseth, and he was hoping he wasn't going to make it.
They got to make something out of
nothing. Just make it out of thin air.
Yeah.
And who else is going? J.D. Vance is bringing Daniel Penny.
Oh.
Daniel Penny, we talked about last week, was a hero in the subways of New York.
Yes.
And was dragged before the court as a manslaughter. Manslaughter.
Yeah.
He saved the lives of all these people on the train. They testified, oh, we're so grateful he was there. Of course, most of the liberals in California have never been on a subway, never mind a subway in New York, which is, you keep your eyes open at all times, because you never know what's going to happen in there.
I would never go on the subway in New York. It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
All somebody has to do is go boom, and you're in the track, and then you're
That's
dead.
exactly right.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time, by the way.
I'm sure.
People get shoved in front of them.
Nobody tells you about it, but I'm sure that happens all the time. It's just too easy.
So this guy was a hero and was, when you see the American justice system work the way it's supposed to, you see an rambunctious district attorney in New York trying to make a case. Meanwhile, people that are committing crimes are being let go.
Right.
Okay, here's a guy who saves people's lives.
That's right.
And sadly, the guy died.
Yeah.
But the guy was nuts and was a danger to everybody on that train. And he kept saying, "I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill. I'm going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill your kids.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill."
What? I mean, thank God he was there.
Thank God he was there. And you only hope as a man that you would do the same thing that he did.
That's right.
And so he's going to be with the president, the vice president, with hopefully the future Secretary of Defense and the governor of Florida in the same booth tomorrow.
Very cool.
Good for him.
I'm watching it.
They're going to go crazy. All right. Now, the arguments from the liberals are almost impossible to absorb. You have Blumenthal from Connecticut. Now, Blumenthal was caught red-handed, and it's not a secret that he lied over and over in his campaigns. He lied in his press releases. He lied his whole political life about where he was during the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
He said he was serving in Vietnam. He said, well, when I carried that weapon in Vietnam, he never stepped foot in Vietnam.
That's pathetic.
And he's still in the United States Senate, which is shocking to me. And so when I hear this guy even try to talk about Pete Hegseth, it drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. And we also have this assassination, which was terrible. I just got into that health plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Like 2 days before. And thanks to my dear brother Tom Caress, who makes Medicare.
Well, we all did it.
Easy for you. That's
Nice man too.
You know Tom.
Well, after you told me, I called him. Yeah, I got new medical plans. I'm
Is that
very
right?
excited. Yeah.
All right. That worked out good. He's a good man,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Since I first signed on, I've been paying the same amount. I never looked into it.
Yeah, now you're gonna get a lot of it for
yeah,
nothing.
I'm gonna save a lot of money.
Yeah, because you paid into it since you
Yeah.
were 14 years old.
Right.
So, anyway, this horrible assassination right in the middle of New York City, and Elizabeth Warren, in my view, should have been handcuffed after she said on national TV, well, you know, and I'm not a fan of violence, but you can only push people so far.
It's so sick. What is wrong with that woman?
You can only
she needs
push
to go
people
back
so
to her
far.
Indian tribe.
Yeah, if she could find one.
Yeah.
Okay, it's in Indiana.
Yeah.
It may be Indiana tribe, but it's
Yeah.
not an Indian tribe. Another person who lied
Yeah,
after
another
lie
liar.
after
Yeah.
lie to try to ingratiate herself, to try to glom on to the programs that were put there for
Right.
legitimate Native Americans.
That's right.
That nobody complains about, and we're happy to do that. And she's just a horrific liar, and the Democrats just look the other way.
And they keep voting her in.
Yeah, well,
What's
Massachusetts.
that deal? Massachusetts, wake up.
Massachusetts is a wackadoodle
I have a lot of family
state.
in Massachusetts.
So do I.
But my family in Massachusetts are Republicans.
Well, they're
They
very
are.
few. Now, it wasn't always that way. I mean, they had John Volpe and Frank Sargent. They're Republican governors. I was very active Democrat in those days in politics. But, you know, every now and then the light goes off. And you're
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
you know, I mean, for me, it was really abortion. And not just the Democrat Party's support for abortion, but their fetish for abortion in the age of contraception. And I just...
Well, that's the only thing that they had. I mean, really.
That is, and it didn't do them any good,
and
did it?
people who don't understand that, and what you just said, you don't have. There's contraceptives, so it shouldn't be.
And by the way, they say, well, they can't afford it. Well, they're at the dollar store.
Are they really?
Yeah, I mean, you can buy contraception.
I didn't know that.
At the dollar store in the checkout line.
Okay.
Hanging on a shelf there. So, anyway, so we got that going on. Big announcement today from the largest police and law enforcement union in the nation. Steadfastly support Donald Trump.
Yeah, I
as
love
we
it.
move forward.
Yeah.
And
shouldn't they so?
yes, they should, because you. I mean, you can't come to this because it got sold out in 5 minutes.
Right.
I mean, has there ever been a faster sellout?
No, it was, and we made more seats than we've ever had. I mean, it was sold out in a nanosecond. And why? Because this man is going to take care of business.
Tom Homan is coming to the
And guess
Coachella
who's
Valley,
introducing him? None other than our sheriff, Chad Bianco.
who I
Yeah.
believe he'll be mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Mark my words on 12/13. Chad Bianco someday could be president of this country
Maybe.
because he is a crime fighter.
He's a crime fighter.
He is an incarcerator.
By the way, they just had the biggest bust ever of drugs in Riverside County. I think it was day before yesterday, and it was the sheriff's department that made it happen.
No, they're
and it was a big thing.
Yeah, they're amazing, and he's amazing, and that whole department, for the most part, is amazing.
That's right.
And we are.
No, I'm so proud of Chad. He is such a great sheriff, but besides that, he's very caring.
He is.
He pays attention to what's going on, you know, and he loves being a Republican, and he
does.
loves Donald J. Trump.
He does.
Loves him.
Well, it was the highlight of the whole campaign for me when I turned on Facebook Live and saw the sheriff of Riverside County in the cruiser.
Yeah.
And the camera was yay, and he was looking right into
It was a selfie.
It was a selfie camera. And he just kind of, I'm saying, what's Chad
Oh,
gonna
no,
say?
my God, what's going to happen
What's
here?
he going to say? And he said,
I
you
thought
know,
he was quitting,
he said,
resigning.
you know, I spent my whole life as a crime fighter and putting criminals, felons, behind bars. But, you know, I think I'm going to go to the other side. Some people might be mad.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go to the other side. I think it's time we put a convicted felon in the Oval Office.
Yeah.
Trump 2024.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my, Oh my goodness, that is audacious
I
courage.
mean, that went around everywhere. People couldn't believe
The
it.
courage that it takes to do that.
Courage.
And,
That is
and,
called
and,
courage.
and it made me sad in a sense because we had candidates running for big offices
Yeah.
who didn't have the courage
To do that.
to do exactly that.
But you know what? Trump knew about it because
sure
when
did.
he came to Coachella, he talked about our sheriff.
Look at that handsome
Yeah,
man over
he
there.
really did.
He's so handsome. That guy, look, he's right out of Central Casting,
Yeah.
Sheriff.
Yep, that's what he said.
And then, his beautiful and
Denise.
wonderful wife, Denise, they posted beach pictures.
Yeah.
And I said, oh my God, Chad Bianco is like cut. I mean, this guy is like, he's like the V and the. So I said that should be his
He's a
campaign
great
post.
guy.
Make that beach picture your campaign poster there, Chad. And not only that, all the other guys that work there, and of course our dear friends. From Indio who lost their son in Afghanistan, and I think they're finally going to see some justice.
I think 2 weeks ago we sponsored the police and sheriff's awards
Yes.
at Agua Caliente, and I mean there must have been 300 sheriff officers there, and they were unbelievable, and so many of them they're heroic.
Yes.
Heroic. I can't say it.
Heroic.
Heroic.
There you go.
And they, they received awards for what they did, and so it's all good.
It is good.
We are proud of our Riverside County Riverside County Sheriff's Department and all that they do, and also the district attorneys and our wonderful
Mike Hestron.
Mike Hestron. I mean, how could it get any better than what we've got?
And now that they're going to get help from the federal government, now we're cooking.
Yeah.
And that's where Tom Homan comes in.
That's right.
So Tom Homan had a meeting with, of all people, New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Could you believe that?
Eric Adams is ready to switch and become a Republican.
I think he is.
He's very close.
I think he is,
because
too.
he's been walked around the block all for the last 4 years by these two hunyaks, the president and vice president, and he's done with it.
I really think he is. I really think he is. His poor city is going down the tubes.
And you have to have been in New York City in the 70s and the 60s. And when once Mayor Giuliani, who now they hate, Rudy Giuliani, when he took over, he cleaned up that city in a minute.
And he's bankrupt.
Yeah, it's horrible
Oh
what
my,
they've done to Rudy.
he's losing his home.
He's America's mayor.
Yeah.
And
what a good man he's been.
But the city, it's the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
I mean, you go up, when we'd go to the top of the World Trade Center, and you look down on the Empire State Building, which was the tallest building in the world at one time.
I've been to the top of that
Well, there
building.
you go. And, Central Park and the restaurant community, the Italian, Little Italy, Chinatown. It's everything you can imagine.
Right.
Broadway, I mean, come on. And
People's
now
whole lives having businesses there, and then a gang comes in and
I know,
tears
it's
it all up.
total
and
disarray.
Destroys their whatever they had for the rest of their life.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And let's see, we're jumping around. Army-Navy game. Time Magazine, the Man of the Year.
Oh.
And what a great picture it is.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you again, okay? January 20th.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a QR code right here in the corner. You want to swipe that QR code, and you'll have the opportunity to pick up this very hat and a million other cool things as you go shopping with Heidi. Okay, so check out the QR code right there. On January 20th, it's time for all of us to stop cowering to the liberal minority in this country.
Right.
They got their asses kicked from sea to shining sea.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to stand up and say, we're with the guy.
Yeah.
We're going to wear our MAGA hats all over this country on January 20th. If you voted for Trump, stand up for Trump on January 20th on Inauguration Day and wear your hat. Where can you get that hat, Joy?
Well, you can get it at the Patriots store here in Palm Desert, And if you don't get it here, you can't get here, we can mail it to you.
So get in touch with this amazing story. Do they see the commercials? You see the commercials that are running. It's amazing, okay?
Yeah.
People come in here and they go, oh my God, I didn't know this was Torah. Oh my God, look at, I'll have 2 of those. Oh, my cousin Ernie needs that one. Oh, my Aunt Lucy would love that necklace.
That's right.
You know, I mean, over and over again, it happens all the time. This place is hopping. It's busy. It's a successful concern. So wear it proudly. Get your MAGA hat. I got my Make McDonald's Great Again hat, which I love. My
Magadonald's.
My Magadonald's
Magadonald's is what it's
because
called.
that was the coolest thing in the whole campaign. I think he won over the American people so much by his self-effacing humor.
Yeah,
You know,
it is.
Kamala Harris didn't have self-effacing humor.
No.
Joe Biden wants to take you out. I'll take him out in the back of the barn and kick his ass. And Trump goes, yeah, okay. How's that? Blow you over. But stand up.
Yeah.
You don't have to be afraid to be a Trump supporter in this damn country.
Yeah, that's
okay?
right.
Don't let them scare you with their vicious, vituperative, that they spew out every morning. Their sarcastic nonsense. I see it because I believe you got to look and see what the other side is saying. Now, FBI director, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yep.
You dirty dog. You know, and Donald Trump was so honest about that. He goes, look, the guy invaded my home.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
They went through my wife's underwear drawer.
Right. Pathetic.
I mean, you know, my son.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it was unbelievable. And so he's gone. Good riddance.
Good riddance. And you know something? I'm changing the subject, but I'm thinking about when the bell was rung the other day at the stock exchange.
I'm so glad you brought it up.
Did you see that his daughter was, well, all his daughters, 2 daughters were there?
Yes.
The one, my God, I can't think of her name now. His one daughter that hasn't been around.
Yeah.
What's her name?
No, not Tiffany.
Not Tiffany, the other one. Ivanka. Thank you. Ivanka has been missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hasn't
She's
kept.
been busy. She's raising
back.
her kids. Yeah.
She's back.
And Melania looked, as always, like a $1 trillion.
God, I can't believe I couldn't think of her name.
Ivanka. Well, like you said, she's
been missing for.
But she was so there for the first term, and this is the great thing about this.
But they went after him so bad, she was afraid for her family. I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either.
Yeah, she had to take a leave.
But now, much to the chagrin of PMSNBC, there's a new day dawning.
Yeah.
And it's just a few days away.
Yeah.
And you're going to have Hegseth who really has come a long way, schmoozing the Republicans. It's very, very exciting. And you have Tulsi Gabbard, who they try to put down on the left. They put her down so much on the left. It's unbelievable. She was a Democrat. Yeah. That's why they hate her, because she changed her side. And
well, we had a lot of people come in here and change during the election, let me tell you.
Yeah, and Bobby Kennedy, who just fries the bacon of the left when he stands next to Donald Trump. They can't stand it. But their Uncle John would not be a Democrat in that Democrat Party. If you don't think so, read his inaugural address, okay? He hated liberals. John Kennedy hated liberals. He was not a liberal. And he was a patriot. He served in the Navy. He was a PT boat captain and a hero. And if you read his speeches, you'll see that he was not the Democrat Party that there is today.
I think we are so going to have changes and good things happening in our country.
I know, I can't wait, Joy. I'm like, come on already, January 20th. Somebody give me a 20-day pill. I got to sleep.
I think I'm going to have a bunch of people in, 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to have some McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, great idea. Now, here's what you do,
it.
Joy. You grab the cardboard firmly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Firmly. You take the scoop, look, never touched by human hands.
Yep.
You put the
Yep,
fries
the
in.
fries in.
And then you give how you doing? Yeah.
I like this job.
I like this job.
I like this job.
This is a job, you know?
Yeah.
Look, that is an entry-level job
Yeah.
for millions of people. Millions of people. I started in a hamburger joint, wasn't McDonald's.
But you know, California is not, they are not for helping people with small business.
No, they
are
try to
terrible.
kill
And
you.
McDonald's paid the price when
Yes.
they raised the how much they have to pay the people.
Of course.
And then by the time you add it on, they're paying $50 an hour.
Right.
Well, you can't have anybody. They have to go automated. And then people don't have
Then they
jobs.
that's exactly
That's
right,
exactly
Joy.
what happened in California this year. This year.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because I am old school. I go to stores, I refuse, because I'm a working man, I refuse to go through the self-checkout lines.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
If I have to wait a while in the Walmart line, I'll wait. Because I want to help support the person who's standing
Right.
behind that counter all day long.
I agree.
And so I just, you know,
That's absolutely right, and it's a sad thing that the governor of California is such a idiot.
he's an idiot.
He's an idiot. I mean, it is horrible what he's done.
I
to
mean,
this-
how much money is he spending on hairspray a day?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
How much hairspray is the governor of California injecting into the ozone layer on a daily basis?
That's right.
Okay? He can fly a plane, go anywhere he wants. See, the liberals always do this. What's good for them is not good for you.
That's right.
John Kerry is the perfect example.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I have to fly everywhere on the jet plane.
Yeah.
You know, I have to.
Unbelievable.
God, such a unbelievable. Now, one more thing.
That's what you call a basket of deplorables.
They are a basket.
Yeah,
I got one more thing.
Yeah, basket case.
Doge is coming.
Yeah.
Doge is badass. Doge, two guys. It's a two-headed hydra
Yeah.
that's coming for the people that have been stealing your money for 50 freaking years. Stealing your money because it doesn't mean anything to them. For example, do you know that the government of the United States funded some wackadoo $1 million to find out if cocaine makes starfish horny?
Can't make this stuff up.
Does cocaine make a starfish
Can't make
horny?
this stuff up.
Here's $1 million. You do your investigation. Who cares? Who cares if the starfish is horny on cocaine? I don't.
How do they tell? They're pretty rigid.
I mean, they write these things
Those
up.
starfish don't
I
move
know. I
around.
mean, I don't know how they. I don't even want to know. So that's something to ponder.
Ponder, yeah.
And you'll see when these guys go through with an axe here on the budgets of these government-run things. Department of Education, we've talked about many times, and I always point back to the Civil War movie, not movie, but documentary by Ken Burns, The Civil War. It was based solely on the written word
Yeah.
of regular people, their penmanship, their use of the language. Not one of them went to Harvard
Yeah.
and Yale. They were taught in little schoolhouses by schoolmarms, and their letters will make you cry with their elegant use of the eloquent English language. There was no Department of Education. Now we have a Department of Education, and we have kids that don't even know that you is spelled Y-O-U.
Well, they
just
don't want
put
them to
the U.
even have handwriting anymore. That's what they're teaching. Print everything. No
Yeah.
more handwriting.
Well, I struggled with cursive myself, to be honest. And my father was an engineer, so he printed everything.
Yeah.
But you're right.
I
they
know a
don't.
lot of men print, but a lot of women are very creative, and their
Yes.
handwriting is part of what their life is.
Yeah, I agree.
And to not teach them that, come on, that's ridiculous.
Look, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Okay, the 3 R's. That's all that's important. This other stuff that they teach them, oh my God, in grammar school, it's unbelievable. And so that's going to change.
Yeah.
We're going to get a hold of the Department of Education. We're going to get rid of it totally.
Yeah.
Now, if you're looking for a job and you're thinking, boy, I'd like to get a job, get your bus driver license. Okay?
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
there's going to be a lot of buses going south. They're going to be looking for bus drivers in Chicago. I love the mayor of Chicago. Well, they're not coming here. And Tom Homan said, you know what? I think we'll start in Chicago, okay? We need a starting point. It's got to start somewhere.
Yep.
We're going to Chicago. We're going to take care of the mayor of Chicago. And if you want to get in my way, I got handcuffs for you, okay? Because it's against the law, Federal Code 114-345, whatever he said, to harbor an illegal criminal, alien criminal, is a felony.
Yep.
And you will be arrested. This guy means business.
He means business.
And we cannot wait. Lord, just give me the patience to stay calm until 12 noon East Coast time on January the 20th.
And you know, I'm glad you mentioned the Lord, because I cannot tell you how many people just here prayed and prayed
Oh, my God.
for the outcome we got.
Yes.
And our prayers were answered.
They were.
And remember, everybody, that it is up to God. So you have to.
Oh, yeah, he runs the show.
Yeah,
No
he
question
runs the
about
show. That's for sure.
it. And it's his will.
Yes.
His will be done.
Yes, His will be done.
But he
That's right.
has, you know, he hears the prayers of the righteous.
He does.
And, you know, if all he had to hear was Velma Hager's prayer.
Yeah.
Okay? And that would take care of everything, because, you know, she's the prayer warrior.
She is.
But we all prayed. And I don't know, the left, they sort of mock prayer all the time, you know.
Yeah.
They always say,
Yeah.
they say, oh, if I hear my thoughts and prayers are with this person one more time, I'm going to throw up. You know, I mean, they just mock it. And
Yeah.
don't mock it. You don't want to mock prayer.
Yeah.
Well, is that another one in the can, Joy?
I think that's another one in the can.
Joy
Yep.
Miedecke is the president of the East Valley Republican Women Patriots. And we are, my name is Rich Gilgallon. We are sitting right now in their headquarters. And if you look on the corner of the screen, you'll see a QR code which will direct you to the merchandise area that is right behind us. And you can see what's available, and they can purchase through that, Jeff. You can purchase through that, and it'll be mailed to you. January 20th, every patriotic American in this country should be wearing their MAGA hat.
That's right.
With pride, without fear. Stand up to the anger and resentment of the losers in
That's
this
right.
country.
'Cause
They're the losers.
If you're not MAGA, if you ain't MAGA, you ain't nothing.
If you ain't MAGA, you ain't with us,
Yep.
okay? And we are MAGA.
We are MAGA.
Making America great again. Making McDonald's great again. Making health care great again.
That's right.
Making so many things great again, because we've been walked down this horrible road.
Yeah.
By people who, Joe Biden has been ubats since he got elected.
Yeah.
He hid in the basement the whole time. Somebody else was running the show.
But here, that just goes to show you that the Democrats have nobody to run for office. They have no presidential material.
No, look,
Look what we got.
This is a great point.
President and vice president.
Donald Trump's going to turn this country around. He's going to open up the pipelines.
Yep.
Price of gasoline is already starting to, because gasoline is always sold on the come, always sold on the future. And so that's coming down, because they know day one those pipelines
That's
are open,
right.
and we're going to make energy great again in this country.
That's right.
It was a disgrace what Joe Biden and
That's
Kamala
right.
Harris did. The border is going to get shut. The people that are here illegally are going to go, whether they like it or not, and particularly the criminals that are already in jail.
That's right.
Taking up our jail space.
Right.
We need our own jail space, okay?
J6ers are out the day of.
And the
20th.
J6ers, the people who are locked up in the gulag in Washington, D.C., will be out at 12:15, and I bet join Donald Trump on that stage.
Wouldn't it be something?
At the inaugural
If
address.
there's anything left of them, poor people.
God bless them.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Joy, God bless you, Joy.
And God bless you too,
Your friend,
Rich.
Joy
And
Miedecke.
God bless America.
God bless America. Make America great again. Look at the QR code and get your hat.
Yep.
See ya. Is that a commercial or is that a commercial? Is that a commercial or is that a commercial? Heidi, we made you some money today, honey.
Yeah, but it's not hooked up yet.
And the younger generation, they were learning too.
It is hooked up. It goes to the shopping center.
Oh, it does? But we don't have anything in the store. There's nothing there yet. No, we haven't put anything in it yet. So I mean, he needs to tell me how we have to do that.
I thought he was gonna be there.
Well, he doesn't have anything. Okay, let me ask him.
I thought it was all the pictures like from last week.